We're almost live.
Is David going ahead with it or?
I'd be brief.
Yes or no?
Oh,
My
I'll be
turn.
happy to help. Yeah, sure.
We're almost live. We are streaming the Historic Sites Board meeting on YouTube with the city of Sault Ste. Marie.
Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Today is Wednesday, November 16th, and I'd like to call the Historic Sites Board meeting to order. Is there a land acknowledgement?
I just, 1 second, I
Okay.
think I have Sandra on my cell phone. Sandra, is this you?
And while we wait, is there anyone that has a call?
Okay, I'm going to, my phone is not great on sound, so but I am gonna take you out of my Bluetooth. Hold on. Hello? That's okay. So just so everyone knows, we are, because we are live on YouTube, we have Counselor Hollingsworth on my cell phone, listening in. So you and I are gonna listen for that. If Sandra, speak loud, because the volume on my phone is terrible.
Welcome, Sandra. From all of us.
Technology is not her friend today. Okay, so just I would like to acknowledge that we are situated on the Robinson Huron Treaty Territory on the lands of the Anishinaabe, especially First Nation of Garden River, Batchewana, and the Métis.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. There's no conflict of interest with the agenda then. Unnoted. And last month,
So I do have an amendment to add to the.
adoption of the
Yeah,
agenda. Okay,
adoption of the agenda, but just, Madam Chair, if you don't mind, add to 6 on accounts, 6B, which is not National Cost Sharing Program with Parks Canada application.
see that. So we move to number,
Three, we're
Three.
adopt the agenda now.
okay, resolve that the agenda for Historic Sites Board meeting for November 16th, 2022 as presented be approved. We need someone to motion that.
I'll move it.
David, a seconder. Jamie. All in favor? Carried. So the agenda for Historic Sites meeting for November 16th as presented as was approved.
Can you hear us still, Sandra? Okay, good.
Resolve that the minutes of Historic Sites Board meeting of September 14th, 2022 be approved. We need someone to motion that. We're going back to September.
I'm not sure why that.
Why are we on?
I know, that's
Okay,
why
we
I had
went-
to pull it up.
We did have a meeting on October 12th. I apologize. There's an error.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
We had a November meeting. Did we not have?
You're sure?
Okay,
this is-
October. we had-
Here's the,
Maybe it's the dates that are,
Yes, I think we're,
because this is the minutes for that meeting.
okay. I do apologize.
No, it's, I think.
We
the
did have
October
a
meeting.
November.
We had a November meeting and we had a September meeting.
This all says November. I apologize for all of this. Okay, today is December.
But we can move on to
here,
business
if you want
arising.
the minutes for the agenda for today.
Oh,
Okay, so this is. These
The package is up.
Oh, you're right.
I don't know, I printed the whole wrong package for you.
That's okay, I just gave it to her right there.
Yeah, and
You know what? Yeah, because I read it
will
on
use
my
You know what, my,
computer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
right.
my eyes are not the best.
I will just run and get you a bigger printer.
You
but-
can,
I could have, are you looking for the November meeting minutes?
no.
We're
for the
going on
December
to
agenda.
December,
December agenda?
but November, we were all
Oh,
here.
this is December, this is November.
But we had quorum for November and David was here on Zoom.
Yeah.
It was.
Well,
here.
the one that she sent in the mail, it's November
Okay.
16th, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
That's the
was
right
thinking.
agenda?
Yeah, that's the right agenda.
Well, here, you can use mine.
And Kathy's going to get one.
Okay, see, I don't have this. I mean.
Oh, poor Kathy.
I know.
doesn't help me.
That's
Okay,
funny
so this
because
is
I
great,
remember
thank
reading
you.
the minutes and they were okay. They talked about doors open and everything. Yeah. So is anybody on Zoom or is it just Sandra?
I don't think anybody's on. Zoom.
Like, we don't have Alicia or? it's
Or
Steve?
Steven, we have just Sandra.
Oh, okay.
So if we move on to business arising. We're going to be looking at the expenditures here to date, October 31st.
Provide us a copy of that.
So you have a copy of that.
So I did have a business horizon question out of the minute ago.
Okay.
Packages are coming in 2 seconds.
Just saying, the one you sent by email was the right one.
Yes.
So I got that.
Well, by email, I did read the one. So what we did was, we're moving on to the business arising, the accounts. Year to date.
Business arising is number 5. And my question is, I don't know if I'll be able to.
It's not working in my that agenda either. It's coming. I just printed that today.
Yes, no, this is right.
Yours is
Thank you.
correct,
Yes.
since December. Oh, you had a question on business
The only
arising?
question was, they'll come up later because there was a letter from the city that was part of the package that I wanted to ask about, but there was a question that Sandra had that was the trust account or the money put aside and that had been referred to the last meeting.
It had been, you are correct, and for both you and Sandra, that is part and parcel of 6E or on the new agenda.
Oh, all right,
The proper agenda. is
Yes,
under
exactly.
there, 6-1.
okay, it can wait until then.
Okay,
Because the question really comes up to that letter that the city sent you. That will.
yes. So. Here's,
I'm sorry,
There's
I
a
got
full
so much
package.
paper now, I don't know what I'm looking at.
there's a full
And
package.
there's a book, oh, thank
There
you
you
very
go.
much.
Thank you. We have a new agenda package for December. I'm so
Oh, here we
sorry.
are, yeah. Okay,
Oh. Way to end the year, right, Sandra?
That's a different one too.
Oh, so this is different?
Yeah, that's 30th. and
Well, I
Kathy
just
gave me
greeted a
today.
school tour, as that she said, you've been so busy, no wonder. I said, I just greeted the school tour, well, Ian and Chris were catching their breath to prepare for, they just came off a school tour and they're going back into another one, so.
Pioneer
Yeah.
Christmas, see, there's
Yeah.
a full class, grade 3 and 4.
Okay,
Business arising.
so we have the one about the trust.
Welcome.
Oh, did you adopt the minutes? We're really in a mess today.
No, we.
Okay, we have to,
did this one.
we adopted for December 14th, we didn't.
The
No.
agenda we did, but the minute
Okay,
that you were emailed
and I'll read this
properly.
first. Resolved that the agenda for Historic Sites Board meeting for December 14th, 2022 has presented be approved. We
Yeah.
need someone to motion.
I have David and
And
Jim.
I
Yeah.
second.
David and Jamie second.
Yeah.
All in favor? Carrie. So Historic Sites meeting for December 14th has been approved. Adoption of the meetings. Minutes. Resolved that the minutes of the Historic Sites Board meeting of November 16th. We did have a meeting on
Yeah,
We did, yeah,
2022 be approved. We need someone to motion that.
I can, what about?
Charlotte?
Yep.
I'll second.
And David second. Resolved that the minutes of Stewart Sites Board meeting of November 16th, 22 has been approved. All in favor? Carried. I'm mixed up with the words there. Business arising, do I say?
Let's say it again, one more time.
Another 5.
We're going to defer the trust to 6.
It's just
Yeah.
that one, okay. So now, we need someone to motion. We are going to go to the Historic Sites Board to approve the expenditures of year-to-date October 31st, 2022. Take a look at the expenditures.
That's not the right one.
The, in your package that you were emailed, and the ones that just got printed, and probably a clean copy of October. That is the one that you would have to review and approve expenditures. But just because we are getting close to year end, this one is November's, which came out this morning.
Oh, so she.
Oh, it's
wow,
November.
one of those, okay,
November 30th, okay.
But
Okay.
because it didn't go publicly in the package, we can't approve it. We can only approve October's. But I just wanted to point out that we are in very good shape. According to what we budgeted, we are, because of the amount of grants we received for COVID relief, summer students, all of that. So yes, that's basically the easy answer to it all.
So am I reading it that we're more than double what we budgeted for,
So year-to-date column,
in revenue?
in revenue, we, because of the grants.
Yeah, wow.
So, and as you can see, we're also over in expenditures according to the budget
Okay,
because
that's
of the
true.
grants, so. So, we received, 45,000 for COVID relief, and we did all that, the furnace work for HEPA, filtration, all of that, so
Yeah.
there was but that has been spent, so it's equaling out on the expenditures, under maintenance and supplies. As you can see, in November, supplies are like double. It's called materials and supplies. Year to date is about double what is budgeted, but that's because of the grant.
Great. So is that stuff like the equipment for Zooming and? all that?
Yes, all our Zoom equipment,
Yeah.
cameras, and we got, and as I said, we did a lot of work on the washroom, hands-free touchless,
yeah, I saw that.
and
Great
the
man.
furnace with the HEPA, and yeah, some big ticket items to make our environment safer.
Great.
But that was November that I was just looking at. It's October that you got in your package that
But
you,
it's year-to-date November period, right?
yeah, no, still October. Can't approve November. because I
Literally
just
2
gave it
seconds
to
before you walked away, she gave us the November.
One in your package.
I thought- Forgot it.
I really messed you up.
I was already a little messed up. This morning.
So October 30th
Okay,
is what you need to.
we're doing that right now. Is there any questions or comments about the expenditures? Year-to-date for October. Okay, resolved that the Historic Sites Board approve the expenditures year-to-date October 31st, 2022. Jamie? Someone to second it? Sandra?
We heard you.
We heard you. All in favor? Carried. Approved expenditures year-to-date for October. Number 6 is National Cost Sharing Parks Canada application.
And that's why you had it written on the other agenda.
The new agenda that you got by email had it on there. That's, yes, okay.
You know, the dad and I,
6.1. So,
this has never happened,
I know.
like ever.
We, after today's meeting, I have, pulled together a grant application for Parks Canada National Cost Sharing Program. And the city has reviewed it and approved it. So what it's for is the Old Stone House or the Ermitinger House National Historic Site of Canada, that's our registry name, is registered. And because of that, we qualify for any integral structural components that are listed in that registry. And in the registry, we are listed as having the significance of a hipped roof. So the cedar shaped roof qualifies for restoration through that program. So we are applying for 50 cents on that project. The city of Sault Ste. Marie has written a commitment letter to go along with the application to say that they have 53,000 earmarked for this capital maintenance. So the total project though is 128,000. So we're looking to the historic site board to consider 11,000 from the trust. The trust is currently fundraising reserve account that includes the brick sales from the memory brick walkway of history. It also includes net revenue from the gift shop and net revenue from programs. So your trust is at just over 100,000 at current. This email from the city. 106,816 is the right. So the city is asking Historic Sites Board if you would consider 11,000 to be put with the city's money, which would then equal the 50 cent for the application, like the 50%. And then if approved by Parks Canada, actually wait here, but if approved, the cedar shake roof would be the next project, beginning in the spring. And which also means the cedar shakes will be restored or replaced depending on the damage, but the asbestos lining in between the two roofs will be abated, plus any lead and silica that we have in there too. So it's a big, that's why it's a bigger project than the roof. So so that's for your consideration. And you had asked about the trust as well. So I wrapped that all up into that. Is there any questions? Okay. What was that, Senator? Sure.
Yes, go ahead.
So her question is, if successful, do we have the contractors and engineers lined up? We do have the engineers lined up. They've already done a study and have helped us look at what costs may be are drafting already tender documents. But we can't go any further and we won't be able to line up contractor until it actually goes out to tender. So, and that's only once we hear on approval or not.
And are the supplies readily available?
I don't even know.
Just with, supply and demand over
I
COVID,
know.
and Cedar sounds pretty
Yeah.
extra special.
That is cedar shaped, yes. So, right now, the city is saying, because there's a deadline for the grant, which is just in the new year. That first week of January. We thought, well, if we can get it in before Christmas and then it's in at least, and then we'll see. What the next steps will be, and perhaps we'll take I'll mention to purchasing and seniors levels of the city. Maybe we should be looking at supply and demand and those kinds of things while we wait to hear. Yeah. It's my recommendation, yes. Did I answer your question? Okay. Any other questions?
Is the old stone house roof the same age as the one on the block house?
Yes,
They're not both being done at the same time
no,
because.
I know, I looked at that, so the hipped roof of the Ermitinger House National Historic Site in Canada is the only one that will work on this grant.
Oh,
So because the block house is not a National Historic Site, it's Mr. Clerk who is the National Historic figure.
I didn't know that.
So in the registry,
Oh, God, I had.
now we are still, I mean, I think it's provincial and municipal heritage, the block house is registered,
Right, but not
but
national,
not on the national.
that's not a
registry.
federal, oh.
So,
Does the roof need to be done on the block house?
yeah, it's next.
So wouldn't it be more cost effective if somehow that money can be drummed up to match, so the contractor, the supplies are done at the same time?
Would be my answer. So, what we're probably going to do is look at all that in January, is how to be,
Just get this grant
yeah,
in first,
get the grant in.
secure that,
Well,
look at the next step.
and Parks Canada is very hard to apply to, so it's every national historic site across the country. So we'll see, but you don't know till you apply, so we will apply. And then we'll move forward with what we can do. So,
Does the city have an asset management fund, fund, whatever that would fund the block house?
the blockhouse roof is on the asset management.
It
plan.
is, excellent. Is that a good
I
thing? That
don't-
means they'll fund.
I don't know if it's on for this year, 2023. But it is on, and it's in the reports, it does state that it's in for the fair
Right,
condition.
okay.
So, do have a letter of commitment if you're in agreement and the Historic Sites Board passes a resolution today, that Sylvana is the current chair of the sign. I can read it to you. The letter is to confirm financial commitment from the Historic Site Board fundraising trust fund of 11,000 for the hipped roof project of the Ermitinger House National Historic Site of Canada. This funding, along with the financial commitment from the city's Sault Ste. Marie Building Capital, will allow for the 50% projected costs for the project. Therefore, we approve the financial equipment and the application to the National Cost Sharing Program with Parks Canada for the further 50% funding to restore the hipped roof.
So what is the timeline? Like when are they starting? Or this is
The Parks Canada will review applications
for the application?
and we'll probably hear, it's usually a good 4 months.
Okay.
We can't start till May on the roof anyways, so But the sooner we hear yay or nay, then we can move forward with the tender.
So, resolve that the Historic Sites Board members approve the transfer of the funds, which is the $11,000, right? From the fundraising trust account to commit to the hipped roof restoration project. So we need someone to motion that. David? A seconder?
I can, and how
Charlotte?
much do we have in the trust fund right now?
106,816.
6. And Charlotte, you were second?
Yes.
All in favor? Carried. So the Historic Sites Board members approve the transfer of the funds from the fundraising trust account to commit to the hip roof restoration project. And curators report revamping the volunteer.
Well, so we are, I guess at first I'm gonna work backwards on my agenda items. We are closing for Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, actually beginning December 24th. The post is going on Facebook, I think Thursday, to remind people that if they want to shop, they need to come next week. And so we will be open on January 3rd. I am off as of this Friday till January 9th. Ooh, trying to use up my vacation. So well deserved, yeah. And we have had back-to-back children's school tours all the whole month of December. We sold out on Christmas Eve and Christmas dinners. So it's been very good through the last couple of weeks, including right up to this Saturday. Yeah. And then, coming up, we are planning Fridays by the Fire. And there's some unique ones that may not even happen.
Oh, what's this all about?
Can't tell you my secrets yet, but it will be, we're just firming up, so the beginning of January, tickets will go on sale, especially for January, which is starting January 13th for the first Friday by the Fire. And, but there's some different ones happening in February and March. January's will be by the Fire here on site. Yeah, so that's, we are, the other winter activities is that we will be doing February 11th with the end of Bonsu, which is also a big commemoration date with the city of Sault Ste. Marie for, I think it's like there's special projects that are coming to a close for commemorating our reopening of COVID. So part of that, I'm working with Living History Algoma, and we are doing 5 interviews with people from the community on how the pandemic affected them. And those are being oral history style, and will be interviewed in January. And that'll be shown here on February 11th. Where Bonsu is focusing on a bigger Bonsu and trying to put it in several locations, especially in the downtown. And so it's not just going to be at the machine shop. So that particular day, we have, I believe, the polar bear swim at Bush Point. So we're gonna have hot soup, I think.
Polar bear did gonna be in the bush.
That's what they're hoping for. So
That is
instead of
brilliant.
Bellevue Park.
I thought it used to be of the machine shop.
Well, the last few, I think they did it there too, yes.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the logistics are or anything.
well,
They're trying to. So we're going to be doing stuff here. We're hoping snowshoeing on the lawn, hot soup and biscuits. And also our activity of the 5 oral histories of trees as well. And then they're moving down to activities in the downtown and ending with fireworks that night.
Wow, that's fabulous.
Yeah,
Does that overlap with Heritage Week?
no, they can know it before.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right.
Heritage Day is usually around the 20th of February. I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Sandra?
She's suggesting add a snowman making contest. We can do that. Well, because of lack of snow, she said, if it's not possible, no, I was joking, go ahead. Sure. So I'm gonna be talking to Josh Ingram, who's with Tourism Sault Ste. Marie, but working hand in hand with Monsoon. So I'll talk to him about that.
They don't do art sculptures anymore, do they?
No, I don't think so.
They used to, but.
They did have blocks where the teens could carve at the mill market 1 year.
Oh,
So
okay.
when did we last have
So
on?
she's just offering, and if we can do it, great, she'll also come out to help. And so we'll definitely, I'll keep everyone informed on what we can and cannot do that day, and yeah. The other thing during the winter now is we're starting to plan January, there's a meeting with the cultural corridor for the March break program again, that similar to we did last year. It was a pass, we sold a ticket for a family and a schedule of what everybody could, all the facilities and venues could do in the corridor and when. So like we might have, last year, I think we might have done Tuesday and Thursday. And somebody else did Monday and someone did Wednesday. So families can make their way around the community with these passes. So we're gonna talk about that again.
And that sold out last year.
It did sell out.
It did.
Yeah, March break.
Which is great. Mhm.
And we just equally shared the revenue we took in from selling the pass.
Mhm.
And we have the first item on your agenda under curator's report was the volunteer program. We have contracted Lisa Bell, who retired from the city, and we are working on revamping for the whole recreation and culture division, the volunteer program. So that we become more standardized. We're hoping maybe it'll be online. It'll be. Lisa's gone out to meet with several other organizations like the Sioux Area Hospital and or places that have a really well executed program. So that is another January, February project to be, I think by March, so. Yeah. Very organized too. She's already come in with things done. She just started.
Nice, nice.
So that's my,
Readers report, any questions or comments? Well, good, very good. And next is Municipal Heritage Committee.
Yeah,
Jamie,
that
do
would
you have
be
any?
me. We had a meeting last week, our last one, and the only thing on the agenda was there's one property that's working on a roof, Kensington Terrace, Kensington. Anyway, I'm not sure terrace is the right word, but sorry, my mind's blank, and the same problem, they have a cedar roof that they're replacing. However, they are we approved the product that they're looking at, this umbrella shaped thing, it's a composite material, you would not be allowed to use
No.
that. I even talked to Todd before the meeting and picked his brain on that topic, and what else, they're working, the reason I ask about Heritage Week is Virginia's, already anticipating what the plan would be for that week, and, someone from the planning department volunteered to help Virginia with whatever it is that she's planning, but it's a clean slate at the moment of what the plan will be. Depending on COVID and whatnot. I mean, other years we've had like a display in the mall and,
Yeah.
but we're still kind of in a pandemic mood, so.
I would think we'll do something at our facilities. We've always, even during I think last year we did a display here.
Yeah,
So, and maybe stuff online, we need to do
Maybe.
social media.
Virginia still has those storyboards from the conference and they get circulated and they go to the library. And
Yeah.
that could happen again. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
And I do know that I'm just jumping in.
Yeah,
Sorry,
go ahead.
Madam Chair.
Mhm.
On municipal heritage, Bill 23 has made it through some point with government legislation. So it does affect built heritage, it does affect heritage in the whole, the Heritage Act. And so I've been talking to Virginia and the plan that we're working with the planning department to see how bigger communities are really worried. East St. Rita doesn't really work in the same as some of the bigger municipalities. But,
Well, we still have the
Yeah.
thing that I'm concerned about, that the planning department shares is that list of registered properties.
The
that we
registered
spent, like, the
properties.
last 4 years,
Yeah.
with that list of scoring and then it passed council just really recently, and now that whole, the workload that's gonna hit that committee, if that list has to now become designated within the next 2 years, and if it isn't designated, then it's off the registered list and it can't go back on for 5 years, like, that's just gonna throw that whole process out the window, and we actually had, well, we are not on that, won't be back on that committee, but we were gonna go back and look and rescore, look at a second batch and continue the registered property project, and there's no capacity to do that now.
yeah, it's the bigger communities also. And the Ontario Museum Association has already submitted a letter into the government about the bill. And the concerns, it's same with Ontario Historical Society. They've submitted, so there's lots of organizations that are lobbying.
Well, I've read stuff in the media from the Conservation Authority because they're concerned about green space and
Yes, yeah, she's saying,
wetlands.
Sanders saying the same thing, I think. So, could you hear her? The Conservation Authority, which Sandra is chair of that committee, is working also with the planning department of the city regarding this, and they've also gone through their Ontario level of conservation authority for their concerns. So,
I think it's gonna pass no matter what input they have because they have. majority.
Go ahead, Sandra.
so the, if, I'm just gonna interrupt for a second. So Sandra's suggesting municipal heritage committee do some education with the new counselors about the heritage, designated heritage site and property and the tax rebate.
Good idea.
It's a very good idea.
Yeah. Yes, so she's saying before 2023's budget goes in February. Because there is one or two counselors, one for sure, that's not. Yeah. Good. And I think Virginia has already reached out and has provided lots of information, so from the Municipal Heritage Committee and that designation and the property tax rebate, so. Yeah, there's staff, I know staff are following up. Yeah, that's all under municipal heritage.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
New business.
I don't have any. I just would like to say that in the first meeting of council in January, anyone that has reapplied for the historic site board, and those of you that are leaving us, we thank you for your. I forget how many years you've been here now, Jamie, but thank you.
I think it was.
You might be 8 for
this is
sure.
My third.
Oh, maybe 10 or 12, yeah. Wow.
I want to say 2017, but I think it's been longer than that.
I think it's from 2014.
So
You
we
have
do,
to
Started
see
at the
those
same
though.
time.
Same time.
so we do
Yeah.
have Jamie's phone number.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Email.
And
You
I
wanna come
still,
in and guest every month?
I renewed my membership with my friends. so I'm
And
still-
you'll be advised timely whenever this.
Yeah.
And volunteers.
Well, Jamie also brought in her orientation writer and said she'll come in and update them for the new members, so.
I think I updated the last.
Yeah,
batch.
you did.
Louise and I did that one day when we had spare time.
So
that's
that,
okay.
but we will have a new board, historic site board, then we may not get a January meeting in until that goes to council and is approved and we get the orientation done. So, yeah, probably
February 8th, you have down here. So
Yeah. I
probably
was already
You're ready.
thinking of that.
It's been a pleasure working with you though. You are so knowledgeable.
Well,
And
I
it's sad
learned
to
so
see you
much.
go.
I learned so much from all of you, you know, the conferences, the cafe
Yeah.
kept sending me to, and the virtual ones, and yeah, you know, it's been, I've enjoyed it, I really have, and I'll miss
It's
it
fun.
for sure.
So,
maybe-
so thank you
I
for
may
all
be
your
back, so-
work for the last 12 years.
I don't think it's been that long.
It's been a
I
pleasure.
moved home in 2014. And I'm not sure if I find out right away, or I don't know, I'd have to look at my computer. but
Yeah.
Time flies. It's been fun and Kathy.
I'll
really-
know shortly when Lisa does our volunteer program.
Oh, that's
review,
true.
because she's looking at years of service for volunteers.
Yeah.
and all of that.
But I'm in awe of you, Kathy, like what you, especially with this COVID thing, like what you've managed to.
What I
pull off.
learned, how to Zoom, to
Oh, yeah. The Zoom thing, but
how to Zoom, how to
you know, but like I
virtual
was here that-
programming.
I was here that day that you opened this building in 2014 when this was all new and then I joined and it's just like every year it's just been just in awe of what you know,
Something new, eh?
the staff that you attract and the training that you provide and the programming, it's just an amazing package. So,
Thank you.
yeah, very well done.
I just thought of new business. I'm sorry. I do.
Go
have a
ahead.
new business.
Go
Exciting news.
Oh, no.
Again, federal government approved COVID relief.
Right.
So, and it just came in, their budget years, April to March, so we're gonna carry that funding forward for January, February, March. That's what means we can get new projectors and revamp the theater. The 10-year mark has
Oh, yeah.
hit, and speaking of opening this building,
Yes.
we have the theater needs revamping with projectors. Then there's the map in the 1812 gallery that went kaput. There's it's anything with technology and we learned with the block house, so we're going to
Wow.
get this operational, get ready for the spring.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good job with that application too.
yeah, that was one of the
That's a lot of-
3 museums assistance program that we did. There was COVID and there was digital strategy and there was collections management.
Oh,
The
yeah.
first one has come through and it's here. So, yeah. What was it? Sorry, Sandra, you said something. I think I cut you off. Woo-hoo, she said.
Good thing we're not taking minutes, eh?
Um,
Quote unquote.
Yeah, just before you adjourned the meeting, I had to do a report for Virginia on the year in review, and it was just mainly for our little staff party last night. And I went prepared and nobody else did from, just jokingly, but mine was the 12 days of Christmas. And on the first month post-COVID, tourism said to us,
Oh, yeah.
get ready for 16 bus tours.
Oh.
And on the second month post-COVID, Ricky said to us, cruise ship, cruise ship, cruise ship. And then it went on like
Oh,
all the
that's great.
different
Yeah.
bookings we
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, 12 months post-COVID.
Yeah, that's creative, yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Like, you can sing it at home.
Did you sing it or did you just read it?
I sort of sang it.
Sorta.
I'm not a singer. So that was my report.
Very nice.
Including, I think, it was 5 routine days. That was,
Oh, yeah.
and then one of them was the staff saying, we can't keep up this pace, and then,
Yeah.
schools, it was there, it covered
I have to
everything.
send that.
Yes, I will.
I'm curious to see that too.
Yeah.
But I want to wish everyone happy holiday, have a safe, a happy one, with family, with friends, and it's been a pleasure and. I would just want you to have a peaceful holiday. I don't know if you're going away anywhere, but wherever you are. God bless.
My living room.
Yeah, I think
You're
you.
just happy to be in your living room.
Yeah.
So we need a motion to adjourn. Someone to motion. Charlotte and seconder. Jamie. Resolve that this meeting now adjourned. Thank you.
Jamie's last time to adjourn.
Yeah, my last name on the agenda on the minute.
I'm hoping to this.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you for the.
Thank you, Sandra. I'll see you later today.
I was still nothing for the. water on
Okay.
the- on the-
Talk soon.
But we can use the water.
Bye.
Okay.
So it's not for the.
Here, a little bit of unfinished business.
Bring the
Yep.
water.
If you want this or not,
That's one.
after I sent you the electronic version, I got the official
Woohoo.
sealed one. And they say it should be on file with you.
Okay, let me just
But.
close this off,
And,
end our meeting.
Closing date was
Says on